Better Together has been the variety mantra for years. We've talked about inclusion over and over and over again, and we see it happening. When you include people, when you include all people into your society and your community, it does make a better community. So when we include these kids that maybe have been excluded, they've been isolated, they haven't given a chance, when you include them, you get to really see their souls and their spirit and their personalities, and they have as much to offer as any other person in our community. And the notes and the rewards and the success I get, my husband often laughs because I get messages and thanks all the time. I don't live in the real world. When you live in the not-for-profit world, you live with people that love your mission of what you're doing. They want to help you. So I'd suggest everyone to be in the nonprofit because it's so rewarding, because people want to help.
We think children grow best in families, so we don't place children in residential centers and group homes. We have them placed with families, and we do home-based therapy. Rather than talking about a child in foster care, we would say, what would you want if this were your child? And then we try very hard to make that happen. Kansas City for a long time has had this wonderful spirit of generosity. Without the nonprofit sector in Kansas City, there would be so many needs that would go unfilled. So many people, so many vulnerable children, so many vulnerable adults. Hunger is a big issue. If we don't have an opportunity for the not-for-profit communities to step up, then so many needs would go unfulfilled. And so we have to have that. And gratefully, our community has been so supportive of our organization and organizations all over Kansas City to help meet the needs of our citizens, and probably the most vulnerable citizens that we have.
I'm a KCK girl, born and raised. And when this opportunity came about, I was so excited and so thrilled because it meant a chance for me to give back to my community.
I've always wanted to be a police officer since I was a kid. Can't think of anything else I'd want to do in the world. As I moved through the organization and in law enforcement, there's so many things that can be improved. So many things. RSI gives our officers the ability that when we come across somebody that is intoxicated or in mental crisis, it's an alternative place to take them to where they can get the services that they need to recover. We're in the process, I should say, of getting all of our officers crisis intervention trained to help people in mental crisis.
When the CIT officers come, they actually do a tour of RSI. And so one of those officers that came in actually came back a couple days later and said, hey, I have a client that I just dropped off at KU. We want to go ahead and I want to try to see how can I get that client from the hospital to you. And he said, it was because of that training that I'm really wanting to take that next vested interest in that client to see what next steps I can do for that client. So again, it's just that partnership and working together that you can see those changes that are happening not only with the clients, but with our staff, with the police officers, everyone involved.
They have resources and expertise that we don't. So Better Together is you capitalize on the strengths of each organization and you improve the community as a whole.
I'm just passionate about helping people, and I'm passionate about helping communities be better, and I think that's the power of Community Services League and of all the great organizations that serve our city, is that we're out there to make life better for people, and not just for people that may be low income or live in poverty, but when you improve the quality of life for one person, you make the quality of life for every person better. Just recently at our Blue Springs office, we had a man who had hit rock bottom with 5 kids. He's an active duty military man, but his world had fallen apart. And we were able to help him with a myriad of things that we're going to be able to help improve his life. And his life is quickly fast tracking above. And he fell to his knees, overwhelmed at what an organization could do to help him and how much somebody cared. And I think when people who are down on their luck, when they see that somebody has taken the time to care about them, to talk to them, to think about them, to help them, it's a great thing. And the spirit I see in our city is that people want to, they want to be open, they want to be receptive, they want to help as they can. And I think that's what has made all of our nonprofit organizations so strong, and we clearly are better together.